All right, so this is our final for looking at the Chicago crime data set. We chose to look at gambling crimes in Chicago.
So first off, the probability of crime, as you can see here from our image, there's been 3,506 cases of gambling crime in Chicago. There's a probability of 0.126% of gambling in Chicago, so obviously this isn't a big chance of it happening. It's because it's a low occurring crime, and it's very low compared to other crimes, theft of 630,539 cases.
Next, we looked at just another look at like the comparison of gambling to other crimes. As you can see, gambling is like right there. It's just a small smidge. It's very low compared to like Colin just mentioned, theft or battery. It's the 11th lowest occurring crime, and it's just a fraction compared to the other crimes.
So, increasing or decreasing the gambling crimes. Gambling incidents have decreased very much in the past couple of years. It's most likely because things like sports betting have been legalized in the area of Chicago. And even though gambling is not legal aspects, gambling is still legal in Chicago.
Next, we looked at the likelihood based off of the month of the year. As you can see, the main months are spring and summer months is when this happens. Most likely the reason for this is people can gamble outside and it's nicer out. Obviously you do hear of like people gambling in like basements and stuff like that, but if people are off of work, which is more likely in the summer and it's nicer out, they are most likely to gamble.
So, kind of going from smaller to month to smaller day of the week likelihood of gambling, it surprised us when we found out that we didn't expect the weekday to be a factor, but obviously you can see here it's kind of more likely to be gambling in the middle of the week, as in Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday. And it could be people want to gamble no matter what day it is, because I mean there's always something to gamble on. Like we said in the previous slide, sports gambling is now legalized.
Finally, went even smaller and went to the time of day and the likelihood it is for someone to get caught with a gambling crime. After looking at the data, we found that most cases happen at night between 7 and 10. Similarly to when we talked about the months, people are off of work after that, so that could be a cause for why people are gambling more. On top of this, people feel safer and more illegal or illicit activities happen at night, so that is another reason why it could be. And then there's little cases in the early morning, which makes sense obviously because most people would be sleeping at this time.
So we're gonna go with the community areas of Chicago with the most incidents. 25% of instances happen in areas 25 to 30, as shown here on the graph. Surprisingly, to us, it's mostly African American people, and we thought that more Caucasians would gamble in Chicagoland. Besides those two areas of race, there isn't really that many cases of gambling. And the next two closest are 22 to 25 and 65 to 70. And so we more what we thought of white areas.
Next, we looked at arrest probability, how likelihood someone would be to get arrested for the crime. It's actually a very high arrest rate. If you can see the graph here, there's actually only 7 cases out of the 3,506 cases that people did not get arrested for. This was surprising to us because you wouldn't think of gambling as something where you would get arrested for it. We thought it would be more of something where you just get a ticket or a fine or some sort of thing. It might be because when people do get caught for gambling, it's most likely bigger cases because if someone's gambling, let's say just in your house with friends, there's not a really high likelihood of getting caught. So it might be that they're getting arrested because they're so big. There's such big cases when they do get caught.
So domestic crime, only once there was a domestic crime for gambling out of the 3,505, and normally you won't get caught gambling at home because you're in your own house and there aren't people staring at you through your own window, hopefully.
And yeah, that is what we found looking at the data set and using JMP. Thank you.